Hi, the SI meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Tuesday, April 22nd. A mild morning here in the Mid-Atlantic region. A cool frontal system will push milder air ahead of it during the day. Today, looks like today will be one of the warmest days of the week, if not the warmest day of the week, with afternoon high temperatures well up in the 70s, perhaps around 75 degrees in some I-95 corridor locations. Showers, however, will then move in during the afternoon and early part of the evening. The best chance for those showers will be during the mid to late afternoon hours into the early or middle part of the evening, approximately 2 p.m., 3 p.m. to about 7, 8, or 9 p.m. this evening. Don't expect a heavy rain event. There can be a couple of showers, maybe even a few thunderstorms in the Mid-Atlantic region later on today into the early part of tonight. All of that sweeps off the East Coast by the morning, and tomorrow will be a windy day, much cooler than today, and those winds and chill in the air will continue on Thursday as well before we turn milder again, closing out the work week on Friday. Well, let's take a look at the current surface map, and here's that cool frontal system currently pushing through the Ohio Valley. Strong Canadian high pressure behind it, which is the center of another cool air mass. Winds right now across the Great Lakes region are out of the north, and that cooler air will move in behind the frontal system here by late tonight, and especially noticeable on the day Wednesday with a stiff northwest wind tomorrow. High temperatures will struggle to reach 60 degrees tomorrow, following the low to mid 70s today ahead of the frontal system. And again, there will be a few showers later on this afternoon into the early part of the evening associated with this cool frontal passage, maybe a thunderstorm or two. Well, here's the latest radar loop from the Penn State EWOL site. Some showers crossing Ohio into western part of Pennsylvania with this frontal system, maybe in a couple of heavier bands way up state in the northwestern part of the state of Pennsylvania. Do not expect a major rain event, a heavy rain event, perhaps on the order of 1/10 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch in the I-95 corridor later on this afternoon into the early part of the evening. There can be a shower that pushes in during the midday or early afternoon hours, but again, the greatest chance will be later on this afternoon into the early part of this evening. Here's the current visible satellite imagery loop from the Penn State EWOL sites. Currently pretty cloudy right now across New York City and Philadelphia, especially western suburbs of those two metro regions. Some clear skies early this morning in D.C., but the clouds will fill in rather rapidly over the next hour or two. All of this moving basically from west to east. So first we'll notice the thickening of the clouds over the morning hours, and then the showers will move in later on this afternoon into the early part of tonight. Well, let's take a look at a few computer forecast maps for this frontal passage from early this afternoon until early tomorrow morning. This is from last night's Zero-Z GFS model run by early this afternoon. That frontal system will have moved into the central part of Pennsylvania, cutting across northern Maryland with some showers now moving into the I-95 corridor in the early to middle part of the afternoon. The heaviest stuff seems to be kind of hanging up across the mountains of western Pennsylvania, eastern Ohio, western Virginia, but there can be a brief downpour later on this afternoon. All in all, not a heavy rain event, however. Let's now jump ahead 6 hours to the early evening forecast map. By early tonight, that frontal system moves right on the doorstep of the East Coast. Again, there certainly is a threat for showers continuing into the early part of the evening, maybe an isolated thunderstorm or two, but this front continues to move from west to east. It will not stall out as have some fronts in recent weeks. This will continue to move, clearing the coast by tomorrow morning. In fact, let's jump ahead 6 hours to the middle of the night. And here's the forecast map for about 2 o'clock in the morning, 2 a.m. later on tonight. Colder air already starting to pour into the upstate region of Pennsylvania on stiffening northwest winds. Precipitation pretty much out of here by 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and it'll turn much cooler late tonight, and that chill will be noticeable on Wednesday. Quite a bit cooler tomorrow than it will be today. In fact, let's jump ahead to the Wednesday morning forecast map. And here it is by tomorrow morning. The strong northwest winds will be quite noticeable in the I-95 corridor, perhaps on the order of 30 to 40 mile per hour gusts. Mostly temperatures will be in the 50s during the afternoon hours tomorrow. as compared to the 70s for most regions this afternoon. Much cooler tomorrow, and there will be a stiff wind. That wind continues Wednesday night. Quite chilly tomorrow night, down in the low to mid 30s in many I-95 corridor locations, and still on the cool side on Thursday with a stiff breeze continuing out of the northwest. Then somewhat milder on Friday with an increasing chance for showers as that milder weather closes out the work week. That's it for now. For the SIWeather.com, I'm meteorologist Paul Dorian.